How do you mean?
Formazione.
I loathe fighting in Africa. The north is okay, but the lower you go, the worse it is. Yeah, it does get rather more difficult. Is that German tank dying a bad idea? You've already struggled for supplies in that region. It's not necessarily a bad thing, except for the fact that medium tank divisions tend to be expensive. Does this game end on a certain date like CK2 or U4, or does it go on to achieve what you set out to do? It didn't used to. Does it end now in 48? Huh. That must be a recent thing, because I've definitely gone into the 50. No, it can't do. Because some of the technologies are 1950. So, no, there isn't an end date. But usually by 1945 the game is running at a crawl, just because there's so many divisions and things built up. And also, it just gets boring. Like, once one faction starts to snowball, and generally somebody by that date will, it's time for a new game. Do I ever make use of the newish mine-laying tech for naval units? No. There's just too many other things to research. Oh, I just noticed you don't have any orders. Well, I want you to come down here and get some planning preparation for that.
Ordini.
It is taking my motorized units a really long time to get through here. I wonder if just a general offensive from the north by the artillery is going to be a good idea. Because they're defending this really lightly. I'm actually just going to press Control B so that these guys who are moving will just force march. You can do the same for the motorized. If you're still trying to get into position, then please, just hurry up. Okay, so we did lose that province, unfortunately. And they have air superiority here. So I would like to get a couple more fighters if I can. Let's get about 50 of them in the sky. Just air superiority over Egypt. In fact, I'll even base you there. You should have better coverage. Submarine offensive, done. Okay, so we finished all the submarines, we finished all of the convoys, but we don't have any other combat yet. So I would say let's go ahead and start working on the combat line.
Attento.
And I'm just going to trigger the staff plan so that we can be in a good position to punch out as soon as we can with those guys, and we will combine that with an offensive from the north, a general northern offensive, together with the Reds pushing across here to try and get that cut off, because unfortunately they have pulled a lot of troops back from there, and it looks like they're actually heading over to this side. There's a lot of extra troops over here now. We are still sinking the odd British submarine destroyers, which is good. Destroyers which are probably trying to stop my own submarines from hitting them. Oh! We sank a battleship. Nice. Just having naval bombers just active in an area no enemy ships are can sometimes pay off quite nicely, like so. Oh yeah, we could upgrade the Libyan infrastructure as well. Well, we've now got the modernized army upgrades. That I'm fairly happy to start working on Libyan infrastructure. Let's just get all of these for free. Our vast lands in northern Africa still lag behind the remainder of our empire in terms of infrastructure. We should focus our efforts on bringing them up to par. Alright, motorized already. Let's do this. Oh, they're not even guarding this position. And again, neither are we guarding this. Guys,
Vi respingiamo,
let's
signore.
have you attacking that. It's too late.
Forza, muovetevi.
Especially because it means you're being cut off. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it.
Ritirata.
Why on earth were we not guarding this?
Ordini.
Actually, there is another solution we can go here. And that kind of defanged my planned offensive, didn't it?
Ordini.
We've already used up the planning preparation because I manually attacked with stuff. For Pete's sake. Well, these two are unfortunately dead. We have pushed into there, and we should be able to punch out into the basic desert after that. Alright, purples. No, still too early. I really want the purples to attack, but not yet.
Comandi. Pronto
Oh, they
all'azione.
didn't die. Get
Attento.
you to attack here. You to support. How does that work? Not great. Where are the two supporting? Excuse me.
Attento.
It says they are. And yet they definitely aren't.
Continuate ad avanzare. Pronto, signore. Formazione.
There's another gap here if we can take it. Ah! Excellent. So a bunch of our new colonial units are ready. So we'll go ahead and deploy them. We'll leave those ones for now.
Attento.
And you can get into training. With the exception of you, who are going to join that army. Although they're about to lose another 2 divisions down here, aren't they? Probably. Okay, so they have some units moving in. So I'm just going to attack with these two, just to pin them in place while we come and take this province. And if we can bounce through it with 2 motorized,
Pronto, signore.
then I'll hopefully be able to charge into this and then get a link up going.
Pronto,
You
signore.
attack that. I want to pin them there.
Avanzate.
You guys really suck at fighting. 61 organization. Why does it go down so fast? These British units must just be really strong. Yeah, they have excellent defense. Too bad. Poorly escorted. In fact, that's just one heavy cruiser. We're going to sink probably all of this. Because I have been upgrading my submarines. And that attack has failed miserably and is about to get reinforced. No! We are losing in Ethiopia.
Ordini.
And it's really annoying.
Mantenete le distanze.
And we're losing a lot of our motorized as well, which is not helping my shortages at all. Alright, well, I would say
Si,
let's
signore.
punch forwards with the northern assault. See what we can gain here. Why are you not guarding this? Because guard duty is boring, sir. Oh, I thought you just abandoned Addis Ababa yourselves.
Pronto
Ah, would have
all'azione.
been nice. Oh, no, we didn't get the heavy cruiser. Got him down to half health, though, so that's going to be a fairly lengthy repair. Meanwhile, what's going on over here? Oh, a submarine. Bugger. But we are, I think, making gains over here still. But Britain's definitely doubling down on the Africa front. Oh, we're about to take another airbase. That would be quite helpful, actually. And once my regular infantry units arrive, I think they're actually going to be better at pushing out than my motorized have been thus far. Strategic bombing visibility, let's continue with that. Fortunately, they're just about to die. Okay. Alright, well, let's get 2 more units to go and join you, because I really want you to get your staff officer experience, skilled staffer experience, which you can't get if you're under strength. Took the airbase. Supply has actually evened out. Oh no, still a little bit short. Still leaving a couple of the units back here because of the supply shortages. Once we link up with this, it should actually sort out a little bit better. We're now attacking this province from multiple angles, which is great. I hate to see the AI ships sailing with no escorts, and they do it so often, it's just daft. Yeah, like early on the AI manages it okay, but later on it definitely doesn't. There's another heavy cruiser sunk. Oh no, that was probably the one that we were already in the process of sinking. The planes just finished it off. Okay, we can get another upgrade. Might as well be a ship designer. Although there's not a lot of naval research to be done. Actually, that's not true. There's a fair amount. Or we could go for the Chief of the Army, which we still don't have. I'd almost certainly go for the speed. But that's not, it's just not that big a bonus. Let's go with the ship designer. The earlier we get that, the more it benefits our research.
Pronto.
And there it is. Improved heavy battery. Alright. Motorized. Have another go. And now I want the dual purpose secondaries. Let's research that. Now Addis Adaba's unguarded.
Riparatevi.
You guys are making absolutely no progress there whatsoever. And there we go. Link up. So supply should now be flowing into this area. I mean, I don't think we were having supply issues before, but now we're just going to have more. Let's do this. Make sure you're connected up. And we're going to keep on just pushing down. We'll just hold Ethiopia with the rest. Did I ever research Marines? I think I did. No, I did not. Really want to research Marine so I can take Malta. That's going to be another objective to do. When can I upgrade my guns? 2 years ago. That might be another reason we're not doing very well. Don't know what it is. I always forget to upgrade the guns. Just too many other things on my mind to research. Losing a couple of planes there, which ain't great. Alright, how are we doing for production? So all of the infrastructure we built has been dealt with, and now we're back to building all of this, although there are a couple of buildings that we should be repairing. Taking advantage of French weakness in the light of the struggle in Europe, Japan has coerced the new government into surrendering control of their colony in Indochina. Japanese troops already moved to occupy all major bases in the region, and experts fear that the colony could be used as a launching point for future military endeavours. And I would say that's definitely true. They need to give another research slot to everyone. It's getting ridiculous. They should have a naval-only research slot, which I think at least one mod has. I thought it was a pretty good idea.
Ordini?
Desert still causing us issues, and we're attacking here with units that don't have logistics, which is not the best idea ever.
Pronto all'azione.
So you two take this province. Ah, they reinforced Addis Ababa again. Unfortunately, but we are definitely making some progress pushing south. So when's the next research done? Centralized fire control. We still have a couple more doctrines to go before we do that. Logistics Company 2. We'll probably use that slot to get upgraded guns. We lost a destroyer. How are we doing for construction? We have got... Wait, we're building light cruisers? We are apparently building a light cruiser. Well, that should be a recon ship. I would say we can probably stop building light cruisers. Build one more, then we'll stop. And we'll switch that production to submarines, because submarines we definitely need. Speaking of which, no, those are all destroyers. Let's get another convoy escort fleet going.
Pronto.
Your planning preparation is all but done, so after this, go ahead and stop. Let's spread out, let's build up defensive formations again, and then we can go again.
Comandi.
How are we taking that? So we are good at counter-attacking thanks to our massive amounts of soft attack, thanks to our huge emphasis of artillery.
Pronto.
Another 10 destroyers sunk. Nice, nice. How many ships does England have left? That is actually a very good question. England still has about 220. We have 79. Germany has 55. Vichy has 86. Free France has 13. Australia has 13. Wow, they've taken a thrashing. British Raj, 0. Canada, 23. United States, 320. Maybe 330. Japan, 270. We're definitely going to want to try and help Japan with their naval war against the United States eventually. And with that in mind, we should probably... Oh, we finished the submarine operation doctrines before finishing that. Oh well. We should probably start developing some newer ships. The nation with the most battleships will rule the oceans. We must not allow the Royal Navy to outgun us in the Mediterranean. Oh, too late. Okay, now we're struggling for supply again, so we need to make sure that infrastructure is leveled up. Unfortunately, we can't build any in Khartoum, and the infrastructure in Khartoum is probably awful. Not to mention the fact that we've been fighting here with, 0. Oh no, it's fortification. Level 2, in fact, is probably level 1. And most of the infrastructure here is going to be leveled because we've done so much damage to it with artillery.
Ordini.
Do you need every kind of ship? No, not necessarily. You generally want to have a screen and a capital ship. So either destroyers or light cruisers, depending on what you're trying to do and which doctrine you have, and then either heavy cruisers, battle cruisers, or battleships. Again, depending on doctrine, depending on your objectives. If you want to have a fairly low naval cost, then you want to have heavy cruisers. If you want to have a hard-hitting but still relatively cheap battle cruisers, if you want fast and heavy-hitting battleships. I used to think that battle cruisers are faster than battleships, but I don't think they actually are. Worth checking. Max speed 37, max speed 40. Oh, hang on. It's always a battleship. What would be the easiest way of comparing? I think basically if we just created a new model. So if we did this, and we went engine 3, 33 for a battle ship versus 37 for a battle cruiser. So battle cruisers are faster. So if you want hit and run capital ships, you probably want battle cruisers. If you want cheap capital ships, you want heavy cruisers. If you want just knock 'em out, ship of the line battleships. I assume carriers aren't necessary for Italy while you're still in the Mediterranean. No. And honestly, I almost never build carriers. Not because I particularly dislike them, I just never feel I really need them. I prefer surface fleets. And I tend to have long-range tactical bombers or long-range heavy fighters to help screen them. If I was playing as Japan or the United States more, then I probably would use carriers, because here you need the range. But in the areas I usually play, you don't.
Attento.
Okay, your planning preparation is still building up. I mean, part of the problem is just the... Actually, there's not that much attrition happening. We've gotten over the worst of it, I think.
Comandi.
The main thing is you just getting into position. Let's try you doing some more offensives, people. See what we can do. Altania's getting resistance problems, isn't it? Alright, which is my home guard? That would be you lot. I want you guarding my Romanian holdings too, to stop unrest. And you're saying that you need 61 troops now. Alright, we're just going to go and add these to you then. Don't really care if you're trained up fully or not. What I just need are boots on the ground. Okay, a new technology. That was logistics. Now we're going to research 1939 guns. Only 2 years too late, and we can already get 1940s after, 41s after this. And also 1941 construction developments are available. Industry. Another destroyer sunk. Good. I mean, the more damage we do to the British escort fleets, the less escorts their battle fleets will have. Because as has been pointed out, the AI is not particularly good at replenishing those. Last game was a failure for the Earth and Air Army, but Naval was awesome. Played as Ireland, but didn't manage to turn fascist without a civil war. Got invited into the Axis before being crushed, so my government went along and I kept my navy, which had docking rights. Never went above 5 subs at the time, but sank a mountain of convoys, killed over 1.5 million men. That is quite impressive. motorized are really severely under-impressing me here. They should be a lot better at punching through, but I think it's because I'm still using 1936 light tanks. I need to switch them to mediums. Oh no, I'm using 1934 light tanks. No bloody wonder. Yeah, okay. My motorized are massively obsolete. My artillery divisions, however, not quite as bad. Did I not get German mediums? Was that a different game? That was a different game. In which case, I think I may just stop manufacturing light tanks full stop. We have enough of them as surplus. I'd rather be using those slots to build other things. And we do need to start building up our aircraft again. Let's do that. Dual purpose secondaries. Nice. And I'm going to call that good enough to start upgrading the new tier of battleship. So 1941, construction. And let's go build a battleship. Also, let's go and deploy these guys.
Pronto all'azione. Pronto.
Oops.
Pronto. Ordini.
I'm going to start just training 16 regular colonial divisions to hold my African holdings. Make sure we don't lose anything to naval invasions. Okay, because that's going to be another army of 24. Now that we have a 72 strength colonial garrison for Europe, which I think is going to be enough. One of my armies is doing nothing at the moment. Yeah, the white units, I know. Oh, in fact, you're just sitting in the Turkish or the Greek islands after the naval invasions. You know what? Let's take a bit of a risk. Let's see if we can bring them down here. See if we have the equipment to really open up a new front in Africa.
Prendete la mira.
Let's stop you until they arrive.
Continuate ad avanzare. Formazione. Sì, signore.
Any promotions from SA? No. Still a long way away from getting cavalry leader. Ah, so the last of the cruisers was just built. Now we're full development on submarines. I think I'm going to switch to doubling down on subs. Let's get some more Katy Cats going. Although I think they've had a fairly easy time of sinking my submarines. So maybe that's not the best idea. This is precisely enough for one capital ship. Well, you know what I'm trying to get? I'm trying to get a new battleship. So let's go anti-air. Let's get the upgraded secondaries. Dual purpose, which have light attack, piercing, and also anti-air, which is fantastic. Particularly in the Mediterranean. Let's go for heavy battery 3. Heavy battery 3. AA. I might actually switch this to being another heavy battery, as we have so many secondaries that can now do the anti-air work. Upgrade the engine, and then upgrade the armor. And I think I'm going to keep these as battleships as opposed to battle cruisers. We're relying on just brute force here. Wrong dual purpose.